Hi, I'm Sarah.
And you're watching Cancer DIY.
Good job.
Mm.
Oh. Hi and welcome. If this is your first time watching, I'm Sarah, and on my channel I try lots of different DIY crafts and decor projects around my house, and sometimes with my little nugget, my little daughter. And today we are going to be doing open bezels and using UV resin. So I am a total newbie with UV resin. I have tried regular resin where it's equal parts A and equal parts B mixed together. You pour it and then you have to wait 24 hours for it to cure. UV resin, you can use a UV light or you can put it in the sun outside and it will cure very quickly. So if you put it in the sun outside, it usually cures in like 15, 25 minutes. If you use a UV light, then it'll cure in like 30 seconds or a minute, which is really cool. Well, I happen to have a no chip set, because why wouldn't I? So I have a UV light and I ordered some UV resin. I ordered some open bezels and a bunch of other stuff to play around with. Now, the first projects that I did were Christmas themed because Christmas is coming. It's creeping up on me, and I was looking for open bezels and they popped up and I couldn't resist. So my first attempt at the open bezels was using the Christmas ones, and they all turned out really cute. I think, like, look at how, isn't that adorable? I did fill in his hat, which I think is the ring that, like, it's the opening that you're supposed to hang. So this might just be, I might have to add something to that. And also I used pigment powder to dye the resin. And I will tell you that my bezels took forever to cure. I had to put them under the light many times. And with clear resin, you put it under the UV light for a minute and it's rock hard. So I think what I did wrong was I put too much pigment when I was making my colors, because I have seen people use acrylic paint to color their UV resin. I have seen people use chalk pastels, like shaved chalk pastels to color their resin, and it's worked for them. And I used pigment powder that I had ordered, and I will link that. I'm gonna link everything, all the stuff. I'm gonna link all of it in my description box. But yeah, so I basically went through and I made every single color that I needed to. I took a scrap piece of paper, I mixed up my colors, I poured out a little bit of the UV resin, I mixed up the colors with a little bit of the pigment powder. I got a whole pack of like delicious colors, and I got to play. Let me see, well, the Santa Claus had a lot of colors in it. Let me see, I've got all of them hanging over here, but like the snowman, come on. Isn't that cute? So I made white, then I made red, then I made black, and I filled in each spot and I cured them. But it's definitely attainable. Like, you don't have to buy that much stuff. The UV flashlights that you can get are not crazy expensive. I saw them at Hobby Lobby. And if you have a no chip set that, you know, maybe from quarantine, you got like yourself a no chip set, those lights work. That's what I've been using and it's been working. So, yeah, that's what I'm using. And so this video is for empty bezels, and that basically just means something that's empty like this. So these are ones my daughter picked out because she wants me to do some for her. But the ones that I did are going to be holiday themed, and then after that I did a few with some dried flowers in some really beautiful sort of like vintage looking bezels. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna like it. Okay, If you have any tips or tricks for me for UV resin, or if you think that maybe I put a little too much pigment in my UV resin and that's why it took forever to cure, because I'm telling you, some of these pieces I put under the UV light for quite some time. Like, it kept going under, because every time I tried to peel back the tape that you put it on, it kept being like, no, I'm not ready yet. So yeah, needs help. I need help. Needs help. No, I'm the one that needs help. Anyway, I am just beginning playing with this stuff. There is so much that you can do. I have so many fun things to play with. And I'm doing a holiday market, and I am going to have a booth, and I'm going to be selling some of like the fun things that I'm making, including these wonderful little like keychains and little key fobs. I mean, like, look at how cute this is. Isn't that cute? Wouldn't you put that on a little purse? And my daughter puts them on her backpack, so I like them. So you let me know what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear if you've had any success or failures. Some of them did not turn out good, I'm not gonna lie. If you've had any success or failures with UV resin, I would love to hear about it in the description box below. Not in the description box below. Come on, Sarah. Get it together. I'd love to hear about your experience with UV resin, if you've had any, or if you want to try it. So comment below. Please like this video. And if you're not already subscribed, come on, join the family, subscribe. And let's see, can I do it? Can Sarah DIY this, huh? Yeah, I got that in there. When I peeled back the tape, that is when I realized some of the resin was still wet on some of the charms, and so I would just put the tape back down and put it under the UV light again. These I put under the UV light at least 4 times. On the reindeer, I had some spillage, and I took some cutting tools and I just trimmed that out, and it kind of came out in like 1 or 2 big chunks. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be to get that piece out, but it turned out really good. It looks nearly perfect. At this point, I'm adding jump rings and either a keychain or a key fob. There was one piece that I added to a necklace. So these are going to just kind of be experiments for me and see what sells, and that's going to determine what I create. So now I'm into day 2 of my attempt at Open Bezels, and I'm pulling out some of my fancier vintage looking gold bezels, and I am realizing this set only comes with 3 different styles. So sorting those out, and I'm just taking one of each style and I'm placing it on the jewelry tape. And the tape, what it does is you seal it to the tape, and then when you pour the resin in, it's not going to escape your bezel. And when it sets with the UV, then it's got a flat back. Because I had so much trouble with the pigmented UV resin, I wanted to try just using the clear resin and some of the dried florals that I had picked up. And I also had picked up some, I don't want to call it like confetti, or it's kind of like glitter, but a little bit more than that, like shapes and things like that. Probably confetti is probably a good word for it. So I filled each bezel with like a thin layer of the resin, and I am starting to fill it with the dried florals and some of the little fern pieces, and then I am going into the last piece with some heart confetti charm type things. After curing this for about 60 seconds, I went in to dome each of these bezels. So what that means is you take your UV resin and you place a decent amount on top and you spread it out to cover the whole thing, and it gives a nice domed clear top to your piece, and it covers any imperfections in the top coat. And this is the first time I've done it, so they're not perfect, but I was really pretty happy with how these turned out. I have seen other people either paint the back of these types of bezels, and that is something I might try in the future. After I did do this coat, I did do another 60 seconds under the UV light, and unlike the colored, the pigmented UV resin, these cured right away and had no issues coming off the tape, as you can see here. After I took them off the tape, I did flip them onto their fronts and put them under the UV light with their backside facing up so that they could get cured that way as well, just because of the confetti and the florals, in case any of that UV or resin didn't get cured. But look at those. I mean, I think they're pretty, especially considering it's my first time. I'm gonna give myself a little credit there. Give myself some kudos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed me trying UV resin for the first time. I loved it. I definitely liked the floral bezels better, but I want to try working with the pigment powders and maybe chalk pastels. I did get a set of chalk pastels to play with, and see if I can't get the UV resin to cure a little bit quicker if I use just a little bit less of the powder. So that's going to be possibly a future video, definitely something that I'm going to play with just on my own. But yes, I think I had a lot of fun. If you would like to see more videos of me using resin and doing more projects with resin, please comment below. If you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. I am a tiny baby channel and I would love to grow and join the family here of DIYers on YouTube. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week and don't forget to try something new. Goodbye.